right, you guys. So we're back with another course. This one is going to be how to flip cars. Did you know that you can actually wholesale a car? Actually, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically I'm gonna show you a way. If you don't have any money, that you could use to still flip cars without having any money. So we'll get into that. But in this course, you're gonna learn how to set a budget for your cars, how to find the cars, who you need on your team to sell the cars, and also how much to sell the cars for. Right. So we're gonna cover those things today. Double check. Okay. So we have the budget, type of cars, the team that you're gonna need, and where to sell or where to market the cars, and how much to sell the cars for. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today, you guys. So might as well get started. Okay, what is flipping cars? Basically, what flipping cars is basically you are finding used cars for a good price and selling them. The secret is to buy cheap, sell cheap. What that means is you should be able to buy or purchase this used vehicle at a very cheap price in order for you to be able to turn around and still sell it for cheap, still sell it for a deal. By doing this, that is going to increase your chances to sell it very quickly because when you have a vehicle out there for sale and it's for a very good deal, you're gonna sell it fast. In a day, I've had 24-hour turnarounds where I go pick up the vehicle, clean the vehicle up, and I'm able to sell it within 24 hours. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna start with the budget. Okay. So you always hear people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy a bucket, an old raggedy car, an old used car for 500, and I'm gonna sell it for 1,000. Make a $500 profit." Yeah, that sounds really good, but that's rarely how it really works because if you buy a car for $500, there's something that's going to need to be done to this car, right? You're not just about to get a car for $500. Like you're gonna have to add it might need some work done to it, an oil change, it might need new tires, it might need something, or the interior might be horrible, right? So you can't go into this thinking that you're gonna buy a car for $500 and you're gonna make a quick thousand. It's just not how it works. It's different components to this. So, like I said, we're gonna start out like this. So, huh? Let's say let's say you have $1,000, right? You have $1,000. So this is what you're gonna do. You're going to go on Facebook and you're going to look for cars for $1,000, right? You're gonna look for cars for $1,000 with the intention of not spending that whole $1,000, right? Because you're gonna talk these people down. You're gonna try to talk them down to that five or that $600, right? And this is what you have to understand. When somebody places a vehicle for sale or any item for sale, for that matter, when they place it for sale, if they want $1,000, they're not going to put it up there for $1,000 because everybody knows that people are going to talk you down. So if they really want $600 or $700, they're going to post that car for 1,000 with the little cushion in there, knowing that somebody's going to try to talk them down because everybody wants a deal. Somebody is going to try to talk them down, and they're gonna make the sale. They're gonna make the sale, and they're gonna be happy, and the customer's gonna be happy because they thought they feel like they got a deal, right? So that's how you're gonna get it. Now I know with the time and inflation, it might not be realistic to get a car for 1,000. I would say right now, if you had about like 2,000, 2,500 that you would be able to get out there, find a good car for a good deal, and make a good profit on it, right? And also, you're gonna have to. So we're talking about the budget, right? So let's talk. While we're talking about the budget, I'm gonna slide a little bit to profits and how fast you can make the money. So, like I said, and I'm gonna tie everything in together. So, okay, so the profit. We're doing this so we can make money, right? So I'm gonna use an example right now. Um, that is going to show you how I gauge my profits and how I determine if something's a good deal or a bad deal. Okay, this vehicle was a '04, yeah, '04 Chevy Impala. I used to have an '05 for 9 years, so they actually are very, very good cars, right? All right, so let's put this whole scenario in place. When I look for cars, I'm in the Inland Empire in California. When I look for cars, I look for cars in good areas like Orange County or maybe close to San Diego, which Orange County is about 50 miles away. San Diego is about 70, 80 miles away, right? Looking for cars in those areas, because I don't want to be selling in the area that I got the car from. So that's number one, all right? Number two, so this particular car, let me tell you the specs on this, all right? The car, the seller wanted, I believe, $1,100 for the car. They wanted $1,100, right? Okay. The car was Kelley Blue Booking, and if you don't know what Kelley Blue Book is, Kelley Blue Book is basically the guide of all guides for cars. It gives you the price. You can put your own car in there and put the mileage in there, and it'll give you what the car is worth, right? All right, so I go to Kelley Blue Book. I see that in tip-top shape, and I never go off of the tip-top shape, but tip-top shape, that car you can get about 2,000 to two to 3,000 for the car, right? In tip-top shape. On low standards, I always look at low. You could get about 16, 1,400 for the car, right? So I have this in mind. So I know for a fact that if I want to sell this car for a good deal, I should try to sell it for 1,400. So that means I definitely can't get it for 1,400, which I said we're already doing good because this car is 1,100, right? He has it sell for 1,100. All right. I don't want to pay 1,100. I want to pay cheaper than that. So when I go back and forth, talking to the dude. The dude was also a dealer. He was an older guy, and he just kept it real with me and let me know that the transmission was slipping a little bit. Three, two, one. All right, so this guy was a good guy, a dealer, and he just was very honest with. There was a couple little things that was wrong with the car, and I said okay, and I was able to talk him down to $700. Now I could fix the little things that are wrong with the car, or I can just tell the next person who's buying the car, hey, these little things are wrong with. So guess what I did? Guess what I did? And I told you about the trick to list the car for higher so that you can get what you want, right? The things that were wrong with the car were very minor. Like somebody that just wants to spend the time to fix the car to tip-top shape, they can do it. But that's not my goal. My goal is to flip this car as fast as possible, and move on to the next investment. So what I did was I listed the car for about 1,700. 1,700, right? The guy came, looked at the car, drove it, told him the little things wrong with it. He said that his best friend who came with him, their brother fixed cars all the time, so they weren't really worried about that. That could be done. So he talks me down from 1,700 to 1,400 after he does a test drive. I'm like, we had been going back and forth. All right, I'll take the 1,400. Boom, I got 1,400, right? Mind you, I talked the previous seller down to 700. I just made a $700 profit in 24 hours. I'm sorry, like you can't beat that. You can't beat flipping cars, right? Can't beat it. Three, two, one. Right. So let me tie this budget back into what I was talking about. Okay. So as you can see, now a $700 profit, that is very good, But I'm gonna tell you, if I can profit anywhere between 300 and above, that's great. 1,000 is spectacular, but if I can at least profit 300 and at least a day and a half turnaround, 36-hour turnaround, that's great. That's giving me time to clean this car up. If nothing wrong with it, clean it up and get it on the road. So that's how I think about it. But if I'm trying to make 1,000, I'm okay with it taking about 3 days to get the car together, maybe fix any little thing like something minor to it, like a oil change or some type of belt or serpentine belt or something like that. I'm okay with it if I'm going to make $1,000 profit, right? So it all goes with your budget, how much are you trying to profit? Like I said, if you can profit, you should try to profit 1,000 off of the car. But if you're trying to move that thing, if you're making a profit of 300 and above, and your turnaround is fast, I would do that all day. But you need to aim for the 1,000. So let's stick with $700 profit, right? $700 profit to $1,000 profit. You're doing real good. So your budget is going to include. It's going to be based off what the Kelley Blue Book value is, right? So if you know that and I would go off of the lowest price that the Kelley Blue Book has. If the lowest price for this car, like in this instance, is like 1,700, then you know that you cannot buy that car for more than $1,700. That's how you have to think. So now your budget is lower than that, right? Your budget for this car, if it's 1,700 maxing out, you should not be spending no more than 1,000 for this car. You might do 1,100, but no, you want to, because remember, people are going to try to talk you down, and you want to keep all that in mind. So that's how you base your budget. Now you might say, man, I don't have $1,700 or I don't have $1,000. Okay, I promised you earlier that I was going to show you how to wholesale cars. We're going to use two platforms, my most favorite platforms to sell cars on, right? Over here we have Facebook Marketplace, and over here we have OfferUp. If you don't know, you can download. Well, everybody knows that you can download Facebook, but OfferUp is a great place to sell cars. So is Facebook. I have sold vehicles on both of those platforms. All right. Especially Facebook, people message you right away. Especially if I say that you buy cheap and sell cheap, you're not gonna have a problem making your money, flipping your money really fast. It's so easy. It shouldn't even be legal, right? But like I said, so these two platforms, right? We're trying to wholesale a vehicle. So what you want to do is you look on Facebook, or actually you want to look on OfferUp, and see if you find a vehicle that looks pretty good and looks really good uh, on the outside, right? And you want to see, um, just make sure that this is less as possible because you're doing a wholesale deal. You don't have any money in this. So you want to make sure you might as well try to sell the best and try to maximize your profit. So the better quality of the vehicle, the better chance you have of selling it. And what you want to do is you want to come over here to offer up the vehicle and you want to see if you can talk them down on the price, right? And at this, and if they seem like they're giving you some wiggle room and they're responding back to you, what you do is you take the pictures of that car from OfferUp and you post it on Facebook Marketplace for sale on your end and for a higher price than they are asking for, and see if people hit you up. If they hit you up, so say like he has this car for sale for 3,500, 3,000, we'll say, on OfferUp. So you're gonna come over here to Facebook Marketplace and list the price for $4,000 profit for you. See if he bites, right? If they bite, if Facebook Marketplace people are hitting you, then you know you can sell that car, right? So you work out a deal with the seller on OfferUp, work out a deal with him, let them know, oh, I'm gonna get you your 3,000 that you want, right? Then you have this buyer over here sell the car, buy the car for you, and you get the $1,000 difference. It's that easy. And people are saying, well, what if the seller? Remember, that's why we're communicating. We're these days we're able to message the people. So if he only wanted $3,000 and you can find him a buyer and make sure he gets his 3,000, why not? And look, just to make it even better for him, say, hey, I got somebody that wants to buy the car. I can get you. You were asking for 3,000. I can get you 3,200. Right? Now you're giving him more. He's not going to be worried about you making money because he's getting more than what he asked for. So you just have to be creative. A lot of times we sell ourselves short because we don't have the money. But you got to use your creative mind. So that's how you would wholesale a car. And this all ties back into budget. I told you how to set a budget, how to base it off of Kelly Blue Blood's lowest price for the car, right? And if you still don't have that money, you can wholesale the vehicle. You are in the car flipping game, and you making money. And look, the effort that it takes to flip the car is ridiculous. There's no effort. But there are some things that you want to do if you want to do more than one flip, and you want to take this lifestyle seriously. We went over budget. Now we want to go over the type of cars, right? Now I'm sure there's some people out there that sell $20,000 cars and $15,000 cars, but I like to stay in a sweet spot. I like to stay below $5,000. Because if somebody's looking for a car, they can at least save up, $1,000, $2,000, right? But when you start getting above 5,000, and the average person, basically you're gonna be, from my experience, you're gonna be able to sell the cars that are under 5,000 very quick, like in a day. So that's my sweet spot. I know some people might have their preferences, but for me, I like to stay below 5,000, right? And the type of cars, those are going to be Nissans, Nissan Maximums, Nissan Camrys. The years will vary, but 10 within the decade, still looking good. not making any loud sounds, you know, appealing to the eye. Um, but look, sometimes, like I said, you want to make a buy cheap and sell cheap, right? So say there's a car that just, oh my God, just needs a little bit of paint, a quick paint job, or has a little dent here. Okay. This is where you want to build a team. You want to have a relationship. Who's gonna be your team? Mechanic or a body guy. Team up with one of these guys, you know? After you do a couple wholesale deals and you're really starting to build your business, and you're not just, this is not just a side hustle. I don't really like that term. Like, if I'm doing business, I'm doing business. Nothing is side. Everything is a part of my portfolio, right? So I want to do it thoroughly. So if you have your car flipping business, car sales business, you're gonna need somebody eventually that knows about cars. You might need a mechanic that can come with you to go purchase the car so they can test it out, make sure everything is right, nothing major is done like wrong with it, like the engine or the transmission. Like, you don't want any of those things. Or you just want to have an expert with you, somebody that's good at fixing cars, because then you can position yourself to get better deals. Still have, and this is part of your budget, remember? So when we're doing this, you're trying to profit over 1,000. You're trying to profit almost $2,000, spending a little more time to get the product ready to put on the market, but that's okay. So you want to team up with a mechanic or and a body guy. That way you never miss out on a good deal, like a ding or a minor mechanical problem is not going to discourage you from missing out on hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So that's one thing that you want to do. To go back to type of cars, always go on Google and look at the top sales sold used cars in that previous year. You know, it's always usually Toyota Camrys and things like that. You can get Hondas too, but those can be pricey because a lot of people want Hondas because those, they're reliable. They're reliable cars. So just go ahead and Google whatever year you're in. You want to Google top sold used cars for that previous year, and that'll give you an answer of what cars to target for you to sell in your market at the time. Let me see. We have anything else? We already went over where to sell them. You want to use. You want to go back and forth between OfferUp and Facebook. If you're wholesaling, you can flip flop. You can look on Facebook and get a car, try to wholesale it on OfferUp, or vice versa, right? And when you're looking for your cars, you can go on OfferUp or Facebook and vice versa. But here's the thing, when you elevate and scale your business, then that's when you get into car auctions and things like that. So there was a time where I had a car lot at the age of 21 in Pennsylvania. I teamed up with my good friend, and we opened up a small car lot in Harris in the city, and we were going to the dealers auctions. We had got our license. They had rules where you had to have a physical building. It had to be big enough to have 5 cars with the doors open. They had to go through some paperwork, and we were able to get our dealers auction license and go into the Manheim auctions and bigger things like that. Right. You can go that route. And when you're to that level where you have the body guy and you have the mechanic, you're gonna get some good deals. And that's when you got your money up and you have built and scaled your business to a point, right? But we're talking about right now getting into this flipping cars, and that's why we're gonna stick to the 2 marketing platforms: Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. It's the best place. Matter of fact, that's the best thing to sell on those platforms. Like, I've tried to sell all kind of different things, and it just seems like cars is always the best. So that's what I use. Let's see if we touched up. So we got the platforms and how much to sell for the car. We obviously said that you want to go to Kelly Blue Book's lowest, and that's how you gauge what your budget is, right? Buy cheap, sell cheap. Well, that wraps it up for how to flip cars. It's very simple. I mean, it's something that you can get into immediately if you have the cash, and something that you can immediately do if you have a host. If you need a wholesale and you don't have any cash to start this either way. So I would just like to tell you that I if you have any questions, I lost my train of thought. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on social media, ask me any questions, and I'll be happy to answer. I really appreciate you purchasing this course. Have a nice day.